Greetings, everybody. I am Batman. But for legal purposes, I have to call myself Solidus-Skully and welcome you back to Batman Arkham Asylum. So yeah, I bet you're all a little bit tired about me faffing about for Riddler trophies. Well, sorry to say, that ain't gonna stop. But we are going to be moving on with the plot at this point. Again, as I mentioned previously, yes, we are pretty much dealing with all the Riddler shit off-screen and I'm just getting them where I can, so in the meantime, let's break our way into the medical facility through an alternate means. Don't worry, Bruce Wayne will foot the bill for any damages. I mean, after all, the game does state that Bruce Wayne does graciously donate to Arkham Asylum. It's just unfortunate that this place is run by a bunch of crazy people. And I ain't just talking about the inmates like Joker, or Zaz, or Mr. Fries. But yeah, it seems that the Joker is interested in the doctors. One in particular. Again, you recall Dr. Penelope Young during her interview with the Riddler tape, talking about something called Titan. I wonder what that has to do with anything here, but yeah, this is also one of the few times where the events actually split off, and this is me trying to find a way around and explore for more Riddler trophies, like this one right here.
You are earning my respect, Dark Knight Detective. I'll let you help me find my socks if you keep this up.
Really? You mean it, Riddler? I can find your socks? Go fuck yourself.
Get off of me!
Shut it! Get down there with the others! Move it!
Okay, I hear you. I'm going.
Why does he need the doctors? I've got to save them.
Don't worry, it is my responsibility as the Batman to save people. And so I will. And, yeah, now time for another Predator sequence, and one that I'm actually rather proud of. I don't know, I found it really enjoyable to not only finally pull off some of my favorite moves in the game, like using the inverted takedown to string them up like Halloween decorations, but in turn also what you can do to, you know, showcase some of the game's gadget abilities in tandem with Batman's Predator abilities, luring people around, and again, really just sort of utilizing the stealth aspects to their fullest extent. You have gargoyles all about the place. Again, you can pretty much lure away guards and goons really, and ambush them. Like right here. You smell the bat armpit of justice? But yeah, guards will gradually be alerted towards, you know, henchmen that you've, guards? Why do I keep calling them that? Thugs will basically, whatever. They'll be gradually alerted by Joker who will go, it seems that the Batman has taken out another one of your henchmen, and I'm not talking about in a romantic out-to-dinner sort of way. But yeah, I am actually really proud. You can lure them all to this one little spot, use a bit of explosive gel, and the icing on top of the cake. Kaboom! Instant explosion. And they're all knocked out in one fell swoop. Granted, I admittedly don't do this all the time because, well, yeah, I'm not exactly that smooth at stealth if Sly Raccoon was anything to go by, but yeah, that is just to show dividends to how, you know, fun you can make the stealth. It's, in a similar vein to the, well, in a similar vein to some games in terms of combat, again, it's really your own ingenuity that can make the stealth really fun in this game. Yes, and another one of those, this can only be available from this perspective, and that's incredibly fucking picky as well, like, although then again, I guess it does make sense for Riddler to be like, oh no, the solution's not a line, I don't accept that, Batman. But yeah, that can be a little bit irritating. We are going to be having more stealth sections where you'll have some fail-tastic runs with me, the Solidus-Skully, doing some things. And I figured I might as well use this to show off, you know, Riddler voicing some lines with his riddles. Like here.
Tick tock. Newsflash. Someone is not getting out of here alive.
Dick, Doc, Penis, Doc. But yeah, this is also Killer Croc's cell. Or what it used to be before he was eventually moved to the sewers. Yeah, Killer Croc, actually a Batman character that was surprisingly introduced much later than you might have expected. He was introduced in the late 80s, I believe, or at least so his bio tells us. And, well, then again, Rocksteady might be wrong in that, because, I mean, again, they did the whole, excuse me, Harley Quinn was in Batman 1999, not the animated series. Thank you, comic books. But yeah, Killer Croc, his whole dealio is basically that he's... I can't remember what the medical condition, because it is a thing in the real world where, because of certain genetic factors, they possess slight animalistic traits. Obviously, it was ratcheted up for Killer Croc because comic books, but yeah, the whole idea is that basically he has a sort of forced evolution about him. Again, the more stress and physical strain he's put under, the more reptilian he becomes, at least in some continuities. So, the Arkhamverse one specifically tends to go down that route, where basically it'll come to a point where Killer Croc will become more and more crocodilian as, you know, stress factors force his evolution, to the point where he'll basically just become kind of similar to Man-Bat, really, where he's just a crocodile. Anything that was once human about him is gone. And the Arkham games do actually point that out, because, I mean, in Arkham Origins, he starts out as, like, fairly human, just with very sharp teeth and rough skin. And, yeah, he kind of evolved to the form that we saw in this game. It's kind of tragic, but at the same time, Croc also isn't a very tragic character. Kind of like that one episode of the animated series where he joined a carnival of traveling freaks and was still an asshole. So, Waylon Jones has no sympathy. And yes, I am ignoring all the doctors because I am compulsive in trying to destroy my enemy, the Riddler. Despite the fact that we can hear Dr. Cassidy constantly shouting, "Batman, please come over here!" Oh, and speaking of that redhead woman that we were rescuing earlier, yes, she is also the primary psychologist for Victor Zsasz. You know, a serial killer known for killing young ladies. Yes, may I help you? Speak up.
I don't know what happened. One minute we were doing our evening rounds, and the next, armed thugs burst into the room and took us hostage.
Did they have anyone with them?
They took someone into the elevator. I couldn't tell who it was.
They obviously didn't want to be followed. The elevator appears to have been powered down. You're going to be okay here.
We'll be fine.
What about the others? We heard gunfire. They could be dead. We should go and help.
Oh no, I forgot. Dr. Kellerman was in the patient observation room, and Dr. Chen went to surgery.
And Dr. Young went to X-ray.
Okay, stay here. I'll find the other doctors.
Batman saved us. I never really believed he existed.
You okay? We're safe. Batman saved us.
It's quite odd that Dr. Cassidy brings up the whole idea that Batman doesn't really exist, because to me that's always been a facet more early in his career. I mean, I know he does work in the shadows and, you know, does the whole, I am the night, I am unknown, unlike that stupid Superman. You know, well, okay, in jest, sort of. But, yeah, it's kind of odd. I mean, he's pretty much, I mean, to kind of clarify where Arkhamverse Batman is in terms of his career, he's pretty much 10 years into this whole thing, as Arkham Origins would, you know, later allude to, so yeah, the Batman should be fairly well known by now, and it's not until Arkham Knight where it's really like, yeah, Batman's been around for a while. We know how you operate, dude, so we'll beat you up, you know, involving the whole Nightfall Protocol and basically ending the series with whole, oh, Batman can do all that he's done, so therefore he has to die. But yeah, this is also where we get more hintings towards what the Titan formula actually is. It was a serum developed by Dr. Young, incorporated with Patient X. I wonder who that could be. And the whole idea is basically to make patients well again. We'll see who Patient X is in a little bit, and well, we already sort of have seen a modicum of what the Titan formula is, but that could have just been Joker's alteration. I mean, after all, like, I mean, the Joker might not, you know, be Brainiac levels of intelligent, but he does have a degree of affinity with chemicals. I suppose, well, again, chemicals to the extent of, oh yes, what a funny joke, I'll spray some acid from my flower on Batman. Or my urine, because I pissed in that.
See a giant monster running at you, just shoot it, or you'll be next on the menu.
Yeah, goon conversations, basically there to refer to, well, the character we're going to be rescuing right over here, actually. And it's also a conversation I'm going to let play, because it's also another one where I actually found out some dialogue I never actually heard before in the game, so, yeah, again, I do apologize for staying silent so long for a scene that might otherwise be boring to people, but yeah, this extended conversation between, Cash and the thugs, I never heard before, so, yeah, for both posterity and my own curiosity, here it is.
Oh, that'll teach him to dilly-dally. Don't let anyone out of there, even Razor. He's failed me, and I don't like failures.
Yeah, sure, boss. He was slowing us down anyway. Don't cry, Cash. You're right where we want you.
I'm gonna get out of here, and you're gonna wish you were back in your cell.
Ha ha! Whatever, chump!
Yeah, you're not getting out of there, Hookman.
What was it like when Croc bit off your hand? Did it hurt? Why don't you come out and fight us? You ever hurt yourself with that hook? You should be scared, man. I heard that once Croc gets a taste for someone, he finishes the meal. Know what I mean? He's here!
Batman! Slam! Yeah, get used to them holding their head and, you know, just sort of going like, no, despite the fact that, you know, you punch them in the dick, or, you know, you hit them on other areas of the body. Again, I think the only real different, like, thug takedown animations you really tend to receive is just the whole sort of, oh my god, that hand is sharp. Hopefully Cash doesn't rip his dick off if he's having a personal private time. But yeah, unless of course you're using the specific takedown animation, or, you know, you take down thugs using a batarang or something, yeah, pretty much expect to see them holding their head and doing a thing. Anyway, in the meantime, Captain Cash is stuck in a room with Joker gas, and they can't get out. But the doctor's claustrophobic. He's got the shakes, his balls are sweaty. Oh god, he's panicking. It'll only be a matter of time before he opens that door and gets a mouthful of happy gas. And also, because I kind of talked over it, yeah, it appears one of the Joker thugs named Razor was trapped in there for dawdling. So yeah, our main precipice of the now is, well, primarily to take out the Joker teeth, because I must destroy the Riddler. And again, as I mentioned last time, the Joker teeth aren't revealed on the Riddler maps, so you pretty much have to listen for the audio clue of them chattering and going na-na-na-na-na. And yeah, taking them out where you go. That will likely be the last things you're listening for, but in terms of things more relevant to what's going on in this room right now at 7:38 PM on a Friday night, yeah, find the switches, use your batarang to hit them, and get the air ventilation system back on so Batman doesn't get a mouthful of happy gas, like he is right there. And I'm suddenly reminded of that 2004 episode of the Batman cartoon series where the Batman was Jokerized. Which was actually a rather fun episode, actually, because we got to see the Joker being the Batman. There we go. Second level. Going down. Whee. Yeah, they're actually... well, okay, first of all, one thing I want to talk about here is that, yeah, the Scoon. You have to pretty much get him down and let him fall into the happy gas before, well, you know, you can get anywhere else. But, yeah, despite the fact that Batman could have easily just killed that man, don't worry, he's still alive. Use detector mode, he is unconscious. So, yeah. Jobs are good and really. And I try to get a riddle, but, damn it, subject obscured. But yeah, to talk about the batarangs here, you might be seeing them, like, focus in on the camera as they go into it. Oh no, the Joker, I mean, the Batman has become the Joker. The Joker has become the Batman. More of a thing, really, with the Batman who laughs than it really should be, but whatever, really. But yeah, there are two modes of play. Again, I think if you press R2, you pretty much just see Batman through the batarang, you know, regularly without the camera zooming in. Press R1, you get the dynamic camera, which is rather snazzy. Anyway, this is a little bio on Aaron Cash. He shows up in, I think, pretty much all the games save for Arkham Origins, so yeah, recurring character. He is a guy in the comic books, obviously. He was from the Batman Living Hell storyline, where he had his hand eaten by Killer Croc. Again, the thugs didn't bring up the Captain Hook reference idly either, because Captain Hook also had his hand eaten by a crocodile. Does Cash have an arch nemesis named Peter? I'd be quite curious. Or somebody with the last name Pan or something? I don't know, that might be quite funny. Like somebody who was in cahoots with the crocodile. But yes, we also have Firefly. One I also specifically remember from the 2004 Batman series, both the Both really interesting art, where he started off as a mercenary before eventually becoming like this crazed pyromaniac phosphorus. Although then again, in some continuities, you know, Firefly does end up being a pyromaniac anyway, with an obsession of fire, so... yeah, win some, you lose some. But again, it really depends on the continuity whether or not Firefly is interesting. Some he is, some he isn't, but... yeah, there's also an interview tape. And that's Dr. Kellerman. Yeah, we might be seeing a bit more of him in the interview tapes, actually, where he interviews, you know, Poison Ivy and Scarecrow. Another Riddler one, but we've already seen that one, so, yeah. But we'll be saving some of those interview tapes for later. But in the meantime, though, we have more doctors to rescue. We're not going to be rescuing them all in this part, unfortunately, but we will be getting to them rather shortly. And yeah, after you rescue each and every doctor, we also have a present. Oh, wasn't that lovely of the Joker? He's a swell guy. Like, why do we even chase him? Alright, responsibility as the Batman and Joker teeth, otherwise known as free experience. What a swell guy. I don't know. I guess maybe in universe the reason why the Joker did that was because he thought it was funny. But yeah, this is more of Dr. Young going, the Titan formula is really going to help. It's my life's work, my research. But yeah, in terms of the doctors we're going to be saving, we'll be saving Dr. Young next part, so she'll just have to hold on a little while longer. But yeah, you can usually tell which doctor you're going to rescue based on, you know, which direction you're going. I believe the yellow one leads to X-rays, which is where you find Dr. Young. By the way, Arkham Care, this was actually a legitimate promotional time for the game, actually. The Arkham Care website was there pretty much to promote Arkham Asylum. I don't know how much of it is there, or even if the website still exists. It might be worth using the Wayback Machine, or it might be something where the website domain has long since gone defunct. But again, that does kind of take us back to an era where, you know, games legitimately did have tie-in websites to specific things. I guess it was more of a thing in the 90s when it was more novel to have the whole thing before the .com craze kind of, you know, exploded and lost a lot of its impact, but I don't know, I love promotional shit like that. It's heartwarming. It reminds me of home. But yeah, follow the yellow brick road, and that's where you go to Dr. Young. Follow the blue brick... was it the blue brick road or the red brick road? To find another doctor, Dr. Chen. But it seems that there is a trap waiting for the Batman. Ah yes, a situation of glitchy proportions. Despite all the easy navigation, it seems that I, as the Batman, am lost in terms of direction. But again, this is really just me trying to make sure that I got the right one, and I'm not going to get to Dr. Young, because I always like to save the best for last. A suspicious trap of glitchy proportions. How will the Batman escape from this one? Find out next time. Same Solidus-Skully channel, same Solidus-Skully time. And I did that backwards, so keep it new metal, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Batman!
Don't speak. You're safe now.
But it's a trap!
I know. Just not for me.
It's true! You really are the world's greatest detective! How did you do that, Bats?